my name is Caitlin Fitch, and today we're going to be talking about binge drinking. So this might sound like a fun and lighthearted topic, however, it can be a really more serious issue. So as a current college student, I have participated in binge drinking without even knowing, so it's quite possible that you may have as well. So it's really important that we stay educated on this topic in order to avoid harming ourselves or harming others. And according to the CDC, binge drinking is the most common, costly, and deadly form of excessive alcohol use in the United States. So today we're going to be talking about what binge drinking means, along with its associated risks, and along with tips to drink responsibly and avoid binge drinking altogether. So now you may be wondering what binge drinking actually means. So according to the National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, binge drinking is having a blood alcohol concentration, or BAC, of 0.08 or higher, and that consists of 4 or more drinks for women and 5 or more drinks for men. So a standard drink consists of 12 fluid ounces of beer, 5 fluid ounces of wine, and 1.5 fluid ounces of liquor. So the CDC reported that 1 in 6 adults binge drinks 4 times or more per month, consuming about 7 drinks per binge. So with a rate this high, there's a clear need for education on this topic, and most people are unaware of how many drinks are actually too many or what a standard size actually looks like. So remember that consists of 12 fluid ounces of beer, 5 fluid ounces of wine, and 1.5 fluid ounces of liquor. So now that we understand what binge drinking means, it's important to understand why we should not be participating in this. So going into some of the potential impacts that this has on our overall health, it can affect our mental health, especially mental health of young adults. So according to an article titled "The Epidemiology of Binge Drinking Among College-Age Individuals," college students who participated in binge drinking scored higher on tests measuring depression and anxiety, and were twice as more likely to have suicidal thoughts as well. So it can not only affect our mental health but our physical health as well, and binge drinking has been found to be directly related to self-harm, unsafe sexual behaviors, as well as fatal injuries and car crashes. So in the article previously listed about college-age individuals in the United States, college students were reported to be twice as more likely to be taken advantage of and participate in unplanned sex, and were also 4 times more likely to be physically injured when participating in binge drinking. So along with physical and mental health, binge drinking can also affect our social health as well. So when participating in binge drinking, it can cause us to have relationship altercations or the inability to fulfill role obligations. So an example of this would be when you're out late binge drinking, you may be getting into a fight with a friend or staying out too late and being late to work and not fulfilling that role that you have. So my third point is understanding how these negative effects affect our life and how we can avoid binge drinking and learn to drink responsibly. So I have a few tips for y'all to drink responsibly that you can apply to your life. So the first is to eat a good meal. So you always want to make sure that you're eating a good meal when you're going out and drinking, because whenever you're eating on an empty stomach, the alcohol absorbs very quickly and will further intensify your symptoms and your inability to think or your coordination as well. A second tip that I have is drinking water. This can help you stay hydrated when you are drinking, and it can also help you to pace yourself if you will have a glass of water in between each alcoholic beverage. Lastly, it's always important to have a designated driver. So having a designated driver can help to limit your potential for physical injuries or even car crashes, and it always helps to have a sober friend there to look out for you when you may not be thinking clearly. So as we see, binge drinking is an extremely prevalent issue in our society today, and that's why it's important that we are educated on this topic so that we can pass these tips along to our peers as well. So to go over everything that we covered, binge drinking means having a blood alcohol concentration of 0.08 or higher, as well as having 4 or more drinks for women and 5 or more drinks for men in 2 hours or less. And binge drinking can have a negative impact on our physical, social, and emotional health. as well as the strategies that we covered to avoid binge drinking, which were the eating a good meal or drinking water to pace yourself, also making sure to always have that designated driver as well. So as a college student who's often always around a reckless crowd, I understand the importance of understanding what binge drinking is, and I hope that you take these tips that I provided y'all with today to avoid binge drinking and teach others what binge drinking actually means. Thank you for listening, and Merry Christmas.
Yay.